Hello, everyone. So glad you could join us. My name is Eric Collins. My partner is Danielle Laurie, and this is the end of Week 3 with Athletes Unlimited Softball. As we've seen, being a captain is oh so important. There are only 4 captains every week. And Danielle, as we get ready for today's games, those captaincies are in doubt right now.
Well, and you have to look at how great the format is of this league, where winning every single inning can get you points as well as winning games. So I love that, and these athletes know. And we also know being in the driver's seat allows you to make some big time calls. So this will be a dogfight of a day. These games mean so much to these athletes. We know the importance of being a captain, so we'll see how it all works out.
Let's do it. Getting ready to play softball here on a Monday afternoon. Beautiful weather. Let's take a look at the lineup card for DJ Sanders. Team Sanders brought to you by Geico.
I've loved just seeing her over the course of probably this weekend start to throw a lot better. And you just look at her last 7 performances, 28.2 innings pitched, really lowered that ERA, finding the strike zone better and hitting some great spots.
Tough luck loser yesterday, a walk-off homer by Kaylee Clifton against O'Toole in the 7th inning. All right, let's talk about the defense. It is O'Toole throwing to Aubrey Monroe, wonderful defensive receiver. Sanchez and Piper left side of the infield with Flippin and Vidalis on the right side. Reed, McClenny, and Zirkle, those 3 all can fly. It's going to be hard to sneak in an extra base hit between those 3 outfielders. Both Team Sanders and Team Reed looking for their first wins of the weekend. It's not to say that individual players haven't received a lot of points. They have. Both these sides winning many innings along the way. They just have not come out on top in their first 2 games. Our first pitch, a confident strike 1 thrown by O'Toole. Myers hitting .250, 4 hits and 16 at bats.
Myers has found herself getting hit by pitches a lot, but one thing that I do notice is she still stands on top of that plate. You'll see her back foot, which is on the line, and if you're towing up the line, there's a good shot at times that you might get hit. And I love that pitchers can still have the confidence to be able to go in on a hitter like Myers, who's as toe up as you can possibly be.
She's been hit with a pitch 4 times in 8 games. If Myers doesn't swing at it, it's probably not a strike. She has walked 10 times to go along with those 4 times she's been hit. So she's got a .581 on base percentage, by far and away tops here in the league so far this year. Still hasn't swung, and she's seen 5 pitches. The count is full.
And she's in that leadoff spot for a reason. She's the toughest out on this team. Pitchers fear her. You want to get her as many ABs as you possibly can.
So to begin the game, making O'Toole work. Final day of Week 3's action here in Athletes Unlimited Softball. Still 2 more full weeks to come. And what an eye. Myers works the leadoff walk. She is aboard. 11th time Myers has drawn a walk on the year. All right, we're talking Athletes Unlimited Softball. We had just pulled the seal back earlier this year. This is the 3rd week. There are no set rosters, 56 players divided 4 ways each week. There's a draft tomorrow night to determine next week's teams. You get points for individual performance and team performance. At the end of the game, there are 3 different MVPs. They get 3 different tiers of points. And there are no head coaches. There are no general managers. These women are making decisions for themselves, about themselves in real time. Here's Kylan Becker. Lays the bunt down. What a play by Sanchez. Double them up. 5-3 on the twin kill, and now we're underway. How quick was Amanda Sanchez?
And she just has no fear, and that's why I love her. You see her just charging in, boom, boom. Myers obviously caught off guard.
So O'Toole's thrilled. Bases are clear. Samantha Schau, the batter. Schau swings at the first pitch, little looper, and it gets over Piper's head. Beat continues for Schau. Now has 10 hits and 29 at bats. That's got to give her good mojo. She'll be the starting pitcher when we get to the bottom of this first inning. So Schau's on at first base for Sam Fisher. It's been an interesting week for Fisher. Surprisingly, didn't get the start in the first game of the week on Saturday. Was in the lineup yesterday and now in the number 4 hole today. Nine hits and 23 at bats with 8 runs batted in for Fisher. Currently 33rd out of 56 players in the point totals here in Athletes Unlimited. Count evens. Should this inning continue with Fisher getting aboard, Amanda Chittister getting loose in the on-deck circle. Second time here in the first inning that O'Toole has gone to a full count.
And that last pitch was supposed to be a backdoor curveball, which was supposed to be away to Fisher. Come back in and go for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Looks like she just tried to force it a little bit.
Swatted into left field. That'll get down. Reed has to play it on a hop. Back-to-back singles, Schau and Fisher. And with 2 out, 2 are aboard.
This is a curveball that's supposed to be coming in on Fisher's hands and just stays more plate than it should. Solid hitting by Fisher, just keeping the momentum alive a little bit. We talk so much about inning points and how much that means, and 10 points for every inning won, and we can also have rollover. So if you tie it up at 1-1 or something like that, they can continue to roll over throughout.
This player conference presented by Mariner Wealth Advisors. First and second, 2 outs. Amanda Chittister grabs a bat. Chitty has 7 hits in 8 games, all of them singles with the exception of 1 double. Still is yet to homer. She was the offensive player of the year last year in National Pro Fast Pitch. Longtime member of Team USA. Enormous power. Ball and a strike.
I think she's probably putting more pressure on herself than some may think. I mean, she was one of those players you thought she'd be in the top 5 leaderboard, no doubt. Struggling a little bit.
Two and one. Yeah, very first draft that we had 3 weeks ago, Amanda Chittister was taken number 1 overall. In the first round, it was Chittister and then 3 consecutive pitchers. There's a good strike.
And that's that backdoor curve I'm talking about. Regular curve coming from O'Toole will come in on Chittister's hands, but if she throws that pitch on the outside part of the plate, that's what you call a backdoor curve.
And another full count. So O'Toole, who has been a workhorse here with Athletes Unlimited, is starting to get up there. First inning pitches. She's thrown 21 of them. gets into center field. Will it score a run? Here comes Shaw. McClenny's throw. Not in time. Chittister on her way to second. And she's safe there. So an early 1-0 lead for Team Sanders. Wonderful at bat by Chittister.
On 3-2 count. She goes and gets this backdoor curve on the outside part of the plate, and just enough to barrel it up, just right back up the middle. It's a good piece of hitting. That's not a bad spot by O'Toole. It's one of those you just need to tip your cap.
How did Chittister stay on the bag? Got vice grip on that base. Here's the captain, DJ Sanders. Sanders has been an extra base hit waiting to happen. She has 8 hits in 8 games. All but one of her 8 hits has been for extra bases. She's got 4 doubles and 3 homers to go along with just 1 single. She's got to go to work now. Down in the count 0-2. Sanders hoping to stay in the top 4 on the leaderboard and be a captain for the 2nd straight week. Two and two. Broke her bat. Sanchez across the diamond, and the side is retired. Welcome back, everyone. An early 1-0 lead for Team Sanders over Team Reed. Bottom of the 1st inning. Let's take a look at Captain Janie Reed's lineup card. Samantha Shaw in the circle. Her first pitch to McClenny is ball 1.
And Sam Shaw getting the ball today. And I like that. She started to throw a little bit better yesterday.
Here's her first strike. Two-way player Samantha Shaw hasn't pitched a ton, only 9 in the 3rd, but she's 21st in points because of what she can do with a bat in her hands. Lays down the bunt. Shaw, bare hands on to first, not in time. Small ball base hit for McClenny.
I just think you need to expect this, right? The corners are way too far back. For me, like Stewart, you have to know, especially in the fact that they're teammates on USA, you cannot let her bunt on you. But what makes her so good is she has a lot of power as well.
Zirkle tries the same thing. 0-1.
And this is a pretty big punch here, McClenny, Zirkle, and Reed, because they are by far the fastest in this league, back to back to back. And usually you'll see that at the bottom of the lineup, but I like that they're adding it to the top of the lineup, putting that pressure on the defense.
This time she gets it down, and with funky spin, Stewart can't get a handle on it. That ball had some English on it. It is spun away from Stewart. Everyone's going to be safe. Back-to-back singles that probably didn't go a combined 50 feet.
And this was just almost as if she just deadened that ball and caught Stewart off balance at 3rd.
Now Janie Reed lays it down. Stewart to first, and they don't get Reed. Unbelievable. 3 straight bunt singles right in front of the 3rd baseman Stewart. And the bases are loaded with nobody out.
I mean, defense, you got to be better. I know that these slappers are tricky with how they're able to drop these bunts down, but maybe that means get in their face more. Make them have to hit it.
Here's Hannah Flippin. Flippin hitting in the 4th hole. 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. She will not be laying down a bunt. Hard and foul. That almost hit McClenny. It's a change for Flippin. We've seen her hitting in the number 2 spot earlier this week. And now in the power spot. Trying to clean up here in the 1st inning. Deep to center field. Going back is Jackson. Gone! What a start! A grand slam home run. Hannah Flippin. Three straight 30-foot singles and then a 250-foot homer.
Well, and I mean, Sam Chow knew it. She put her head down right away. That's just a pitch that is right in her wheelhouse, and she just takes this dead center over Jackson's head. Grand slam.
4 batters into the bottom of the 1st inning. It's 4-zip. Tori Vidales takes the hack. It's foul. Danielle, it almost seems as if that was scripted. Do you think that Team Reed said with this lineup, with the 3 Jackrabbits, McClenny, Zirkle, and Reed hitting 1, 2, 3, that they all were going to commit to bunting to begin this game?
Well, I think you just read the defense and expose them. And if they don't make those good plays, I mean, I'm going to bunt on you all day. If you don't respect me as a slapper, I'm going to drop that bunt in front of you and challenge you. And it was right out of the gate with McClenny. Caught the corners off balance. Why wouldn't Zirkle do the exact same thing? And they can't make the adjustment off of her. And then the fact that Janie Reed does the same thing, and that's what can be the difficult part as a pitcher. That's not Chow. I mean, those aren't great hits. They're just using their defense or their speed to their advantage. I almost feel bad for Chow a little bit.
Vidales bounces it foul. Just to show you how this league works, Hannah Flippin already has 50 points in this game that she will not lose. For hitting that home run, she gets 40 points. Because her team has scored more runs than the other team here in this 1st inning, she gets 10 points, as does everyone on Team Reed. So 50-point 1st inning for Hannah Flippin. Half swing into left field. That'll get down. Becker cuts it off, and the beat continues. 5 straight hits for Team Reed. Chow throwing to Palacios. We've seen Stewart a lot at 3rd base. Sanders, Myers, Fisher rounding out the infield with Becker, Jackson, and Andrews. It's been a tough go right now for Team Sanders.
Well, and the facilitator, Christian Conrad, came out, and DJ Sanders, obviously the captain. You see Jessica Burrows warming up in the pen a little bit. I just think trying to figure out what that plan is. If it's not that Chow is thrown bad, it's difficult. Those slappers are the ones that I think can get you so frustrated as a pitcher, right? And it's contagious. So it was one after the other, and your defense has to step up and have your back. Hey, you can give up one little hit right in front of you, but 1st and 3rd has to be better with those next 2 in the lineup.
Here's Taylor Edwards. Bouncing ball could be 2. Sanders to 2nd. And the throw wasn't perfect. It pulls Myers off the bat. Can't get it over to 1st. And so they have to settle for just the force out at 2nd. That's the 1st out here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Here's the youngster Piper, Lily Piper, getting an opportunity. She's earned it. 7 hits and 17 at bats, most of that coming off the bench. Tremendous athlete is Lily Piper.
You see that last pitch was a drop ball by Xiao, and that's a pitch she's been struggling a little bit with graduating since Oklahoma State, just trying to find a way to get that pitch back in her arsenal where she can consistently get strikes.
4-pitch walk to Piper. Lily Piper, the pick of the draft this week, presented by Carvana.
She's been really good. I mean, Lily Piper to me is someone that has almost been underrated in this league. I mean, I know her from Ohio State and how well she did there, but she's been someone that's just been consistent coming off the bench, owning her role, and now that has opened up some time.
High drive center field. Jackson goes back, looks up. This one's gone. Amanda Sanchez, a 3-run homer. Oh, my. First pitch she sees, Amanda Sanchez plates 3 runs. Seven to 1 is our score.
I'm going to need the pitchers to step up here and just make some better pitches. I'm seeing way too many bombs, and I know people love a good homer, but I love pitchers that can just own location. And if you're going to miss over the plate, it's just these hitters are so good. And Sanchez almost surprised herself. I mean, she stopped at first base. I think she thought Jackson was going to be able to catch that. Just went over the center field wall.
9th batter to hit in the inning, Aubrey Monroe. Danielle, how similar is this to what we saw yesterday with Team Sanders? Team Sanders in the first inning gave up 8 runs. They were playing Team Osterman yesterday, but they didn't give up. And the beauty of this league is, when it was all said and done, even though Team Sanders lost yesterday, they gave up the 8 runs in the first inning. It was too much to come back from. They actually scored in inning and game wins as many points as the team that won, Team Osterman. Nice backhanded play by Stewart. That's now 2 down.
And I have to agree with you on that. And then I have to look at the pitchers that Team Sanders has. I mean, prior to this game, the trio of Xiao, Burrows, and Foley had combined to allow 50 earned runs in 38.1 innings pitched. Not going to get you where you want to go. If you cannot keep the ball in the yard and cannot really focus on hitting good spots, it's going to be difficult to have success as a pitcher. And for the little ears listening, you don't necessarily have to be the hardest thrower, but if you can really work on having a good off speed and just owning location over everything, that's what allows for pitchers to have success. It's when you miss over the heart of the plate, you get in trouble.
2-0 to McClenny. She began this inning with a bunt single, followed by Zirkle, who got a bunt single. Same thing for Janie Reed, and then the big balls. Hannah flipping a grand slam, followed by a 3-run home run by Amanda Sanchez. Oh my! Tomahawk deep right field. Gone! Homer number 3 of inning number 1. Just incredible. An 8-run first inning. 3 home runs.
Well, I mean, this is a 2-0 pitch, right? And this is just a cookie up in the zones, not going to blow you away with the velo, and she's able to barrel that up. Hey, let's not forget her last AB. She just dropped the bunt, and then she comes up and she takes you deep.
Knocks the glove off of Xiao. That'll be an infield single for Zirkle. And Samantha Xiao is rattled. Still got a smile on her face. That is fantastic to see. This has been a tough first inning for her.
Yeah, and this is scary. I'm really happy she was able to get her glove in front of her face. And I know that feeling. It catches you off guard, and you're just scares you.
Reed swings at the first pitch and flips it foul. So Team Sanders, back-to-back games, have allowed 8-run first innings. There goes the runner out of second. A stolen base for Zirkle. That's her game. She uses her legs, and that's how she's made it to this level of softball. Stolen bases are 10 points. On the ground, should end the inning. Myers, major damage done. Spotted a 7-run lead after an inning. It's 8-1. Bottom third of the order for Team Sanders. Kelsey Stewart, Sachel Palacios, and A.J. Andrews. On the ground, flipping. Danielle, when you're in the circle and you're spotted a huge lead after one inning, does that change the way you think about the game as a pitcher?
It just allows for you to know that if you make a mistake, it's okay, right? Those tight ball games, like you're really focusing, hitting good spots. I think it allows you to play a little bit more loose with that big of a lead, because it's if I were to give up a solo shot, it's all right. It only makes it 8-2. So I think it just helps the pitcher's confidence for sure. I'd love to pitch with a 7-pitch lead every single time that I throw.
Here's Palacios, 250 batter. Now Palacios batting against her international battery mate. Palacios, the catcher for Team Mexico. O'Toole, one of the pitchers for Team Mexico. They have both qualified. Mexico will be in the Tokyo Summer Olympics next summer. Beautiful pitch off speed. Huh. Interesting when you think about this. You got the pitcher for Mexican national team. The catcher is the catcher for Team USA, and the batter is the catcher for the Mexican national team. Only in Athletes Unlimited.
Just think about how good this is for them to be able to get these reps and just know that they're training for that Tokyo 2021 Olympics, but also get to utilize the fact that they're playing against each other and put that in their back pocket.
On the ground. Played beautifully by Sanchez. I'll tell you what, she has impressed me. Defensively at the hot corner, she has been airtight.
Agreed. And the no fear is what I've always loved about watching her play. She will get all up in there to field those bunts, not scared if they're going to go and hit it. And you see her already creeping in here on A.J. Andrews.
Now, a good sign for O'Toole. All of the outs that she's recorded have been on ground balls. That's important. In this league, this summer, you keep the ball on the ground, you got a chance. A.J. Andrews. Andrews out of LSU, 5-year pro. All 5 years in the NPF. Calls herself a hitter who slaps. Lifted in the air down the left field line. Reed makes the play. Side is retired. 1-2-3, second inning. It's an 8-1 score. Bottom of the second inning. 8 runs by Team Reed with 3 home runs. That was against Samantha Shao. Flippin, Sanchez, McClenny, all with bombs. 12 different batters coming to the plate. And now, Samantha Shao is out. She's replaced by Jessica Burrows. Burrows struggled in the first inning of yesterday's game. Great thing about this league. Games come every day. You get a chance again.
And I think they're grasping and trying to find someone that can.
Sanders not in time. Infield single for Flippin. That ball took a direct left-hand turn when it made it to the circle.
And it was,
Oh my goodness.
that is so much movement, and she hit it off the end of the bat. It seemed like it was kind of that off-speed curve, and Flippin was able to just get a little piece of it.
Here's Vidalis. Singled an inning ago. Way outside, almost to the backstop. One and two. Tori Vidalis, slow and steady. Currently 23rd among the 56 players in points. Hasn't really had a huge bust-out game, but she's been part of a lot of winning teams. Flipping down to second is safe. Just curious about this. Obviously, playing for points, that's of utmost importance here in this league. But when you have an 8-1 lead early in the game, you can still steal as much as you want.
They seem to be. That does not seem to be bothering them, but that's also something I love about this league too. It's, you want to do as best that you possibly can, and you want to get points, and you want to scoot up the leaderboard, and if that means you want to add another 10 in a stolen base, you can. And that's why I dig this league in the format of it, because it's a little new way to do it without getting offended that it's 8-1 and someone's stealing on you. Well, it's a point system. That's how this works.
When you're an All-American at Washington, when you played in National Pro Fast Pitch, when you played in the Olympics, when you played in Japan as a pro, if someone is stealing when it's an 8-1 score, would it bother you?
Yeah, they're getting beamed the next at bat. That's how. I think maybe I'm a little bit more old school, and the people that played like Hollowell and those older pitchers that used to throw every game, if you're doing that, you're going to get beamed. That's just, if you disrespect the game, there's a good chance you might get hit. I know people don't always agree with that, and that's okay.
Off the end of the bat, may have broken her bat. That is a weird sound. And now Vidalis is checking out her hardware.
And that's coming in at 57 miles an hour. So it's almost as if they look like they're swinging a little bit early or not ready for that changeup, but still taking those big hacks.
Three balls and two strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And Burrows walks Vidalis, first and second. And while we have a moment, let's go All Access presented by Sparta Science. This is Taylor Edwards.
I don't know. The green water, it's kind of scary. And I don't know what it is about buoys. I don't like buoys. Buoys, I don't know. I don't know why. It's weird. I don't know. What's the highest number? 5. Come on, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey! Flip, how do you get such good hands? Like glove control. Just practice? Or out the womb, it was like that. I do need it. Oh! Let's go, let's go.
That's how they like to have some fun. And
Edwards out in front. Were you a big hacky sacker?
not
Or
at
are you
all.
a big hacky
Not
sacker?
at all. They try to get me to do it with Team Canada. It's just, I don't have the flow. I can't get that footwork like some of them. Some of them are experts.
One-two to Edwards. She began that little vignette talking about greenish water. I think she was talking about going fishing. We told you the story last week that she didn't have a game that she was in love with, and so she needed to clear her head, and so she went fishing locally. Didn't catch anything of substance, but I guess there was a muskie that just got away. That was the fishtail that I had heard.
Can't say I've ever seen a muskie, but I'll Google it after this
They're
game.
actually big freshwater fish. Half swing popped up. It's going to be playable. Fisher, the third baseman. It was many changes when Burrows comes into the game replacing Shao. That moves Shao from pitcher to first. That moves Sam Fisher from first to third. The third baseman Stewart is now out in right field, and A.J. Andrews is in center. Jasmine Jackson has been lifted. So we're just an inning and a half into this one, and already some brain work being done by DJ Sanders trying to massage this defensive alignment. Piper didn't hit it hard, but places it in the left field, and they're going to send flipping around third. The throw! She's out! What a wonderful throw by Becker! Gorgeous defensive play. 2 down.
And those are the plays you love in this game. Outfield at times don't get many balls, but when they do, they have to step up and make great throws, and that's exactly what Becker does. That is on the money. Wow.
So 2 outs the hard way. Here's Amanda Sanchez, a 3-run homer, her first time up. Vidalis is on third. Piper, the single, moved to second on the throw home.
That couldn't have been painted better.
And the tag was precise. And that hits Sanchez. Barely glances off an arm, and the bases are loaded.
I just love the slow-mo and the great pick by Palacios. And listen, the facilitator Lauren Lappin sent Hannah Flippin, and I think you have to challenge the defense, make them step up and make those types of big plays.
Called strike 1 to Aubrey Monroe. The catcher Monroe bounced to third an inning ago. We're 2 innings into the game, and already 18 different members of Team Reed have come to the plate. Not different, but 18 batters have come. 12 in the first inning, and now 6 here in the second inning. Scout in the air behind home plate, out of play. We've got microphones everywhere, and every once in a while you hear like a thank you. I think it's fantastic. Everyone's in this together. This has been a shielded environment for over a month now. In left field, solid base hit. Vidalis scores. They will stop Piper at third. That's another inning win for Team Reed. RBI base hit Monroe.
We have a 1-2 count here, and you just have to be a little bit more observant with where you want to throw that ball at that count. And I think some of these hitters are doing a great job at being able to hit ball to ball off, especially when they are behind in the count.
Haley McClenny swings at the first pitch. Myers throws her out. So another run scores for Team Reed. Their lead is now 9-1. So far, so good for Team Reed. They win the first inning, they win the second inning, and they lead 9-1. Team Sanders, they'll put their best foot forward here in the third. It'll be the top 3, Myers, Becker, and Shao, batting against Danielle O'Toole. Oh, what's new? Marisa Myers walked back in the first inning. She has walked 11 times so far in 9 games. Oh, 2. Danielle, my question, Myers, we keep talking about how dangerous she is and how much respect she's getting. with all the times that she's getting walks and getting hit, maybe does she need to start thinking about being more aggressive and swinging the bat, maybe thinking about extra base hits and putting runs on the board as opposed to just taking what the pitcher's giving her?
Well, I think if you try to get out of what your game plan is, it's never going to work. So if you're trying to force yourself to hit pitches that are out of your wheelhouse, you're not going to have success as a hitter. She's by far proved to be one of the most feared hitters in this league based on the hit by pitches and amount of walks that she's had. But I think just continue to stick with your game plan. For as many times as she's got plunked, she is still towing up that line.
Well, she's putting more and more padding as the days have gone on. She's always had that right elbow guard, but that left forearm pad is new. She got drilled there yesterday. But she's a gamer, tougher than Walrus Gristle. She's still back out there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Man, every single at bat for Myers. Doesn't make a difference if she starts 0-2. Eventually she gets to 3-2. Oh my! That's heading to first base the hard way. 5th time in 9 games that Myers has been hit with a pitch. It's like there's a magnetic attraction.
I'm surprised she hasn't charged yet.
Goodness.
I mean, it's a sign of respect, but it also hurts after a while.
It would have been ball 4 if it hadn't hit her. So she was getting 10 points and going to first base no matter what. But now she's got a bruise to go with it. I think that she's motioning that she wants to be run for. There is re-entry, so she can leave and have someone take a look at her and still come into the game. But I think the mechanics of how this is going to be done is causing the issue. Nope, she's going to stay in. All right, here's Becker. Kylan Becker. Hard luck double play victim, her first time up. She tried to slap, kept it in the air. It was plucked out of the sky by the third baseman Sanchez, who threw to first and doubled off Myers. That may be one tweak I would think about. With the point system, there's so many ways to accumulate points. There's not a lot of ways to deduct points, but maybe if you hit into a double play, -10?
Potentially. I think sometimes it's tough when you hit into a double play because you really think you got a good one, and then you roll over and you're like, dang it, I just hit into a double play.
All right. Yeah, so far so good. I think the point system has been phenomenal. You look at the players who are leading the league in the top 10 and top 20. It's who you'd expect them to be. It's the players who are playing well. Into left field. That's a solid single for Becker. Runners at first and at second with nobody out. Well, fans want to get even closer to the game. Become a member of the Unlimited Club to cast votes for player MVPs and have access to our members-only dugout camera. Learn more about the Unlimited Club by visiting auprosports.com and clicking Join in the upper right of the page. All right, slow and steady wins the race. We've discovered that here with Athletes Unlimited. You're not buried if you give up 8 runs in the bottom of the first inning. You can inch back inning by inning with inning wins. Team Sanders was able to do that yesterday. And now an opportunity here in the third. Samantha Schau, strike 1. Strike 2.
And I like that pitch, backdoor curveball to Sam Schau. It's good pitch calling. Goes in on her hands, then goes away.
Off speed, back to the screen. Shao moved up in the plate. As that pitch was coming, she took a big step up in the box. Currently 25th in the point totals. 25th out of 56.
I like that spot. It's a drop ball. She's thrown to the inside part of the plate, just taking her hand, getting up over top of it, breaking it into Shao. Obviously a ball in the other batter's box, but I like that placement.
On the ground, right side. Flipping underhand toss. That's the first out of the frame. Myers now on at third. Becker follows her at second.
I like Aubrey Monroe going out and calling time, and I just think the communication, you can never communicate enough back and forth between pitcher and catcher, especially with this revolving door every week of a new battery. The importance of being on the same page could be the difference between you having success and you completely struggling. So the more open and honest you can be with your catcher about pitches you want to throw, when you shake, what you tend to go to, what your comfort level is, you have to have those hard conversations almost every week.
Sam Fisher, 65 miles per hour, strike one. Off speed, hammer down the right field line, giving chase Zirkle, and she can't make the play.
I'm going to say no way, Jose.
No?
No. Milk, chocolate is way thicker than regular milk. That would just not even be close to something I would want to do.
That is the first strikeout for O'Toole. Amanda Chittister is the next batter. Chittister singled in a run back in the first inning. Hit it hard right through O'Toole's legs. Inning began when Nerissa Myers was hit with a pitch. Kylan Becker a single. But then Shao ground out and the strikeout of Fisher. And O'Toole is just one out away from getting back into the dugout unscored upon. Went too far. Tied her up inside.
That's a tough pitch to get on time with. It's that drop ball. Looks almost like a curve, but it's her drop that she's able to break down. Had Chitty fooled.
We'll go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chittister looking for her first homer. Slap towards right. Zirkle starts in, now has to go back, makes the play. Good job by O'Toole. 2 runners in scoring position. She leaves them there. Welcome back, everyone. Bottom of the 3rd inning. It is a 9-1 lead for Team Reed. A lot of stars for Team Reed so far. Let's take a look at our Geico in-game leaderboard. So far, so good for both Hannah Flippen, Amanda Sanchez, and Haley McClenny. 70 points or more for all 3 of those women. They all have a home run. You get 40 points for a homer. For winning an individual inning, you get 10 points. And Team Reed, so we're talking Flippin, Sanchez, and McClenny. They have won both the first and the second inning. Hannah Flippin has added to her point total with a single and also with a stolen base. First ball swinging, Morgan Zirkle bounces out to the second baseman. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the third. Jessica Burrows, her second full inning of work, came on in relief of Samantha Shao. Shao is now the first baseman. Here's the captain, Janie Reed. Important day for Reed. She began the afternoon 4th on the leaderboard. You need to finish in the top 4 to be a captain for the following week. She had a slim 10-point lead on Victoria Hayward at the beginning of today's game. She currently has moved into 3rd, jumping over Erica Piancastelli, but we won't see Piancastelli until this evening. Remember, if you're a captain, you get a chance to draft your team. You're the one that makes the decisions when games are played the following weekend. On the ground, that will make it through. 10 more points for Reed.
.40 points for her on the day, and that's a drop on the inside part of the plate, and she's able to just barrel that up right through the 3-4 hole.
Let's see if Reed is in motion. Hannah Flippin showing bunt. It's been a great weekend of work for Hannah Flippin. Popped up. It's going to be playable. Shao. 2 down. Team Reed 8 runs in the first inning, another run in the second. Tori Vidalis.
And I think the importance of Burrows having a good, clean inning would just be good for her mentality, for the rest of her team. I mean, it's never good when it's 9-1. That definitely has its challenges, but I mean, still finding ways to do what you can to win those innings, because we've seen a lot of women move up that leaderboard. When they do win those innings, you can get 10 points for every inning, and if you win every one, you get 70 points, which could be more than what it would be if your team were to win, which is 50.
Hammered center field, going back. Andrews at the wall, makes the play. AJ Andrews went immediately back to the wall, knew exactly where she was in the world, and makes the play. What's happening over there?
I don't know if you know it, but I've been over in that innovation lab using one of the hypervolts on my arm.
Hypervolts on your arm?
The little massage guns?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the trainer go in my scalp in the back. It was great.
DJ Sanders on the ground. Urtez, man, is she quick at transfer. Glove to ball in hand, and that's out number 1. All right, we have the pleasure of being joined now by one of the best pro catchers over the last half-decade, Taylor Edwards. Taylor, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic. We were just telling stories about you fishing a couple of weeks ago. Tell us about the fishing expedition.
Yes, well, I mean, ever since COVID happened and started, I just picked up a new hobby, and it's actually very peaceful. And, you know, maybe after this game, I'm about to go do that.
What are you looking for? What are you trying to catch, and what got away?
You know, honestly, trying to catch anything that'll take a worm, a lure, it doesn't really matter. Just being in that environment and just, you know, letting go of the world, all the bad stuff, and just being in a good space.
Taylor, talk a little bit about this inaugural season of this Athletes Unlimited, just some things that you've loved about this league over the course of the past couple weeks.
Yeah. So the past couple of weeks, it's been super fun to get to know all the 55 other women and just the cultures that everybody has come from, the programs, the travel ball teams, the Little League teams, and just their background and getting to know them. And then we all become a big family. I'm going to leave here in 2.5 weeks with 55 more sisters. That's the coolest thing. And just being at this platform and being able to give back to the kids, the seniors, the 11-year-olds, the kids that aren't even born yet. Hopefully we can, build this platform for them and, just give it to them and give them an opportunity to have fun.
Taylor, you've been around great pitchers your entire life. Of course, your twin, Tatum, was phenomenal. You were connected with her for so many years. As a catcher, working with these great pitchers, who a lot of them are getting hit a little bit over the course of 3 weeks, how are you trying to make sure that the pitchers keep the best brain space?
Well, just remembering why they're here in the first place. Just getting them back to, keeping it simple, having fun, trusting your routine, keeping your breath, and just controlling your breathing, especially, when you start to struggle. We're going back to the small things that keep you grounded and get you comfortable. Because this environment, every single person that steps in that box is a threat, and you can't take one pitch off. And so trying to build that confidence and just stick to something that has worked for so long. I think that's something big for the pitchers here.
I was going to say, week to week, you can have that forever changing battery. Is there like note cards that the pitchers are handing out on like things they like, or just to make it easier for you guys?
No, I mean, it's just, we had a week of practice, so a lot of us were able to, get some bullpens in with different pitchers. And luckily, I'm a little bit older, so I've caught most of these pitchers. But just working through practices and getting that bullpen, the quality time with them, even off the field, when we're just hanging out, social distancing, hanging out, just getting to know them as people, so when they get on the mound, they're just free and they can compete.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick inning. Urtez dynamite at shortstop. Side is retired. Taylor Edwards, thank you for joining us, and we'll watch you bat leading off the next inning.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Sorry.
It is a 9-1 game. Team Reed on top of Team Sanders. Team Reed scored 8 times in the first inning. Let's take a look at our Athletes Unlimited leaderboard presented by Geico. Kat Osterman in first with a bullet. She will be the starting pitcher for our nightcap later tonight. That game will be on CBS Sports Network. DJ Sanders, Janie Reed, the two captains, in the number 2 and 3 spots with Erica Piancastelli, who's the captain of the other club. She will be playing later on tonight. She's in the 4-hole. How about that? Good karma. Taylor Edwards talks to us and gives us good information, and now first pitch she sees, solid single to center field.
And it was like that yesterday with Shao. I chatted with her, and then she opposite a field home run to Kelly Barnhill. I am taking a little bit of that credit.
So Edwards will be run 4. Joey Lai comes on to run. Trivia question, but Joey Lai actually leads the league in slugging percentage. Limited at bats, but she tripled. Bunt laid down by Urtez. Trying to throw it the first. Myers didn't get there in time. All the way down the right field line. And they're going to stop Lai at third. So a mistake. Runners on at second and third with nobody out.
This was almost like a bunt and run. It was coming in on her hands. She was able to drop that right in front, and Burroughs just needs to make a cleaner throw.
So it's a sacrifice bunt. Give Urtez 10 points for the sack. But then an error. And runners at second and third with nobody out. Both Urtez and Lai didn't begin the game, but now in the game. As your base runners. Amanda Sanchez, perfect afternoon. 3-run home run in the first inning. Was hit with a pitch last time up. And a 4-pitch walk. Almost as if Burroughs was working around Sanchez. Did that hit her? Wow, second time that Sanchez has been hit. No one in the dugout believes that Sanchez got hit. Here's the catcher, Monroe. Bases loaded, nobody out. All right, Danielle, as a pitcher and a hitter, you did both when you played at Washington, winning a national championship. I'm sure as a pitcher you did not like it when offensive players wore a lot of padding. Did you wear padding when you hit?
I had to.
You had to.
Coach Starr wouldn't let me if I didn't wear padding on my arm, because back in the day we didn't have a whole lot of other people to pitch, so if I got hurt, we would be in trouble. So I had like Terminator arm guards all the way down, and they were old school. They didn't even have the Evo shields yet. She used to hook me up with all the Nike football pads, and it was like a process trying to get ready for an AB. You got to slide on the left. I had to have it on my right arm, especially just because my right elbow would be exposed, which was my pitching arm.
3 balls and a strike to Monroe. On the ground, Sanders has it go off of her glove. A run will score. Everyone else will move up 60 feet. Still nobody out. RBI single for Monroe.
It's kind of like an off-speed pitch that just drifts up, and Monroe keeps her weight back on it, able to turn, get that right through the 5-6 hole, just past DJ Sanders.
Still nobody out. McClenny right to the first baseman, Shao, who decides to come home and throws it away. Oh, Shao had a lot of options, and an out is not recorded anywhere. That's an error on the first baseman, Shao. Bases still loaded.
And I think which is how close Shao was to the bag to get a sure out, and she slipped at the very end of it, which allowed for that throw to go a little wild. You see her say sorry there. It's kind of one of those things, natural reaction, but I think getting outs is the most important thing, especially when you don't have none. So stepping on the bag is not a bad idea, or at least meeting McClenny up the line and then trying to flip it to go home.
5 straight batters have reached here in the 4th inning for Team Reed. And now Zirkle. Called strike 1 to Zirkle. Kelsey Stewart in right field had been very shallow. She's moved back about 4 or 5 steps, but where she was playing originally, if Zirkle could have lifted it, that would have been a triple for sure.
I just really think this, I mean, I know we've talked the punch of Piancastelli's team with Wiggins and Mauga and Piancastelli, but I have to look at McClenny, Zirkle, and Reed and speed and how much that is pressure on the D.
Down the left field line. Out of play.
Speed kills, that's what they say. So I just think when you really can add that extra pressure on the defense, you have to make them step up and make plays. And I think that Team Sanders has been exposed a lot today defensively.
Burroughs would love a strikeout. Burroughs replaced Shao, who threw the 1st inning and allowed 8 runs. Three and two.
I mean, she was able to jump ahead pretty quick with Zirkle, and then these pitches that she's been trying to throw have just been nowhere near strike zone.
There it is, called strike 3.
She was saving it. She was saving it for the 3-2 freeze.
That's the first out of the inning. First time anyone on Team Reed has struck out. This is the 4th time through the lineup. Janie Reed softly right side. Underhand toss. Myers gets the out at first. Another run scores. RBI for Reed, but no points. And another run scores. It's now 12-1. With Amanda Sanchez rounding the bases, Aspiration Bank just committed to plant another 100 trees to drive environmental change. Here's Hannah Flippin. Flippin 2 for 3. Meatloaf special. 3-run homer first time up. Single, stole a base in the second. Last time up, popped to the first baseman. And 2-0. Conversation between Burrows and Palacios. They may just want to pitch around Flippin. There's a base open at first. It's kind of cool to see Flippin and Palacios so close to each other in the batter's box and behind home plate. They've known each other for a long time.
Played together when they were 10 years old. I had a first look at the picture that Hannah Flippin's dad had sent me. They look so cute. Just gets me excited for when my girls are eventually going to be playing.
Lifted foul, that out of play. Well, what are you talking about? Oh, there it is.
Look, Flippin's on the bottom right, and then Sashel Palacios is second row far left. And it's Bonita Valley in California. So cute. 10 years old. And they look the exact same. Love it.
They had 5 coaches. Good golly. No wonder 2 of them turned out to be pros. That's some hands-on coaching right there. Hannah Flippin. All-American at Utah. It's been a pro in the National Pro Fast Pitch. Just a solid player. On the ground hard. The captain Sanders side is retired. Only one of the runs was earned. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to have Kat Osterman and Haley Wagner as the 2 starting pitchers later tonight. Nice defensive play. How about Amanda Sanchez? Sanchez over to Flippin covering. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning.
And Sanchez is just so on it, and I love it. I want to play beside her any day with just how hard she works at that position. Especially with Andrew's speed. I love this slow-mo view. A little sidearm piece right to 1.
Yeah, in this league defensively, in my opinion, we've got Amanda Sanchez, Jessie Warren, and then everyone else. Defensively, those 2 have been
lights out.
So much different than everyone else we've seen at the hot corner.
And it's been a hot corner. The bats have been coming to play early on.
All right, here's Nerissa Myers. Generally goes to 3-2. If she doesn't get a 3-ball, 2-strike count, there's something amiss. Two and 2. Oh my! Good pitching by Danielle O'Toole. Strikes out Nerissa Myers.
Love this pitch. This is back-to-back curveballs that she just snaps off. That's great location to Monroe behind the dish, who's set up perfectly outside. Good quality pitch right there.
I'll tell you what. Must feel good for Danielle O'Toole. Hard luck loser yesterday. Gave up a walk-up 3-run homer. That's a foul ball. And hopefully Vidalis is okay. What happened?
She likes making people laugh. I think she and O'Toole and her have become very close, so it's got O'Toole belly laughing in the circle.
She got her cleats caught. Nothing but a strike.
I'd rather go down on my own terms. Just nice and easy. And I asked for this replay, folks, because I wanted to show Vidalis, who just decides to just lay down in it.
That should be playable for someone. Shallow left field. Play is made. Janie Reed, the captain. That's only a 9-pitch inning. Bottom of the 5th inning, 12-1 is our score. Team Reed, an 8-run first inning. They haven't looked back. It has been a busy weekend. We play doubleheaders Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 5 consecutive weeks. What a story yesterday. Kaylee Clifton, a 3-run walk-off homer for Team Piancastelli. That's our first walk-off homer in league history. Carissa Hovinge, tip of the cap to her. She'd been battered around a bit, but not yesterday. Dusted herself off and pitched very well. And this is unusual. More homers than doubles this season.
Unusual and not okay. Pitchers, come on, I need them to step it up. We all love the long ball, but we have been seeing a lot of home runs.
Well, it wouldn't be an Athletes Unlimited softball game unless we saw Morgan Foley. Morgan Foley has pitched in every game that she has been eligible for so far this season. This is her 9th appearance. Good on number 71 in your program.
She's been usually coming in late in innings. Just a pitch by committee. Throws it hard. Last one coming in at 66 miles an hour. She's 0-2, 13.2 innings pitched.
Tori Vidalis. Ball and 2 strikes. Single, walk, and a fly out to center. High pop. Left field. Becker. Oh my! It drops. I think the wind took it. Becker looked like she was underneath it, and at the last moment the ball just moved on her. So that'll be scored a double, a gift 20 points for Vidalis.
And I mean, this had some hang time for sure, but I still think it's an important catch to try to make for your pitcher, especially when you have a new one coming in. Foley finds a way to just get a pop up. Got to have her back on that.
Now, wind has been a factor more often than not here at Parkway Bank Sports Complex. All right, now it's going from center to left field line. It is ruled a double for Vidalis. Great for her, and tough break for Morgan Foley. Because an error wasn't given, that means that should that runner at second score, it's going to be a negative 10 points for Foley. Here's Joey Lai. You trivia buffs out there, she leads the league in slugging percentage. She only has 3 official ABs, but she has a triple. She has a slugging percentage of exactly 1.00, 1,000. Lays the bunt down. Beats it out. And out. Oh my goodness. Tried to go to second. Myers turned her back on her, and Lai able to get back to the bag. That Lai is crafty.
Just a little sneaky bunt coming from the left side. A lot of speed up the line. Tries to get a little cocky. Finds her way back to the base.
Can't trust someone whose last name is Lai, I guess. All right, Lai hasn't played a whole bunch. She needs points. There is a base open in front of her. Right to the third baseman, Stewart. Urtez is out number 1. Here's Amanda Sanchez. The new catcher, Amanda Chittister, with that fire engine red glove that she has. Would you even notice that if you were pitching?
I definitely would.
Would it bother you?
No. And Foley throws that ball hard. As we know, she will throw the fastest in that fastball that she's able to bring the heat with.
Deep drive center field, no doubt about it. How about that? 2-homer game. Amanda Sanchez, 3-run shot for the second time. Amanda Sanchez have a day.
Couple hit by pitches, couple homers. Not a bad day.
She had never homered before in Athletes Unlimited play. She's got 2 bombs today.
That's a good piece of hitting for her. She tends to struggle at times on the outside part of the plate and was able to keep up with the heat. And I thought for a second, just for a second, that it might have been a pop-up, but any ball that seems to go up in the air in the outfield seems to be going over the fence.
Aubrey Monroe, solid day. RBI singles in both the second and fourth innings. Looking at my scorecard right now, we have just 1 double in the game. That was by Vidalis, wind dated a moment ago. And we've got 4 homers. So the trend continues. More homers than doubles in league play. Ball and 2 strikes to Monroe.
That's a pretty pitch. It's a screwball, the inside part of the plate. I like that location.
Didn't mean to. Ball hits her bat. Foley didn't panic at all. Out number 2 at first.
Morgan Foley, the more I see her pitch and her long levers and long legs, reminds me a lot of Eileen Canny that played at Northwestern. Sure. Same type of motion, very similar.
Uncanny resemblance. No, Eileen Canny was a wonderful player from Paradise, California. Here's Haley McClenny. This is the 5th time she has come to the plate. 5 ABs in 5 innings. McClenny, one of 3 Team Reed hitters to hit a home run back in that first inning. The best to ever come out of Morris, Alabama. Just outside of Birmingham. Both Haley and her brother playing sports with the Crimson Tide. Her brother Walker played on the baseball team. Must be weird to have a sibling that plays baseball, right, Danielle Laurie?
Just a little bit. But that helped me, I feel like, so much competitively, being able to train with my brother, and we were both pretty good and we were competitive, and it just allowed for us to both get better because we were competing against each other.
Lifted down the right field line, foul territory, and play is not made. That's Emily Crane.
Emily Crane trying to do what she can to come up and make a big play, just comes up short.
Two balls and 2 strikes to McClenny. She was relatively quiet first weekend of play. Last week started turning it on, and this has been by far the best we've seen. This is the Haley McClenny that everyone has seen for so many years in the SEC and then with Team USA.
And you got to remember, these women haven't played competitively in a little bit, and she had been with that Stand Beside Her tour with USA.
Frozer She doesn't agree with the call, but it is a strikeout for Foley, and the side is retired. But 3 more runs, another inning one. So she has got exactly 100 points just with stat points. New pitcher, Randy Hennigan. Hennigan pitched at Texas State for the Bearcats. Then she was Randy Rupp. One ball and 1 strike to Shao. Samantha Shao, Sam Fisher, Amanda Chittister scheduled to bat against Hennigan in the 6th.
She throws that screwball change as well as that curve and rise. Throws it low 60s.
Half swing, Hennigan. Good job. Talk about a low pressure environment for Hennigan.
And that's why I like that they made that change and just brought her in. I mean, it is 15-1.
Here's Sam Fisher, 1 for 2, singled and struck out. Just a fantastic story about Sam Fisher. Was everything, just tremendous playing at Loyola Marymount, but when her 4-year college career was done, didn't get drafted by National Pro Fast Pitch, didn't think she had so many options, but instead of hanging it up, she actually aimed for the moon, and she tried out for Team USA and made it. And that kept the dream alive. She has subsequently played for both the national team as well as playing pro ball in the NPF. Also played for an independent team and still kicking it. But just the power, obviously, of talent, but also of attitude. Sam Fisher.
She's a lot of fun. I mean, she keeps it really light. And those are the types of teammates that you want, because softball can be a grind. And if you're struggling, you need someone that can make you laugh. That is one thing she knows well, to make people laugh.
Inducted into the Loyola Marymount Athletic Hall of Fame before the age of 30. That's hard to do. That's leaving a legacy, making your mark. Three balls and 2 strikes to Fisher. Off speed, lifted, foul. Three balls and 2 strikes to Fisher. Eighth pitch of the at-bat. Softly hit, little flare, shallow left field. How about that? Oh, Janie Reed giving it up. The captain, Janie Reed, out number 2. I didn't think she had a chance.
Such a big play. And just love it. And her first step was back, and that's why she had to super hustle towards that. And I love the layout. Ooh, baby. Great angle.
I know it sounds trite. We've mentioned it so often. It's a 15-1 game, but points are still on the line. It's every inning. If one team outscores the other, they get 10 points. So you can't let anything drop. You can't take the foot off the gas pedal at all. These are points that you want to accumulate. Janie Reed understands that as the captain. She currently is one of the top 4 scorers total, and she wants to be a captain next week. And every single play matters in this format. Here's Chittister. Maybe her final at bat of the week. Still looking for the first long ball, and it's almost as if she can hear us and she's pressing. Everyone who follows this great game expects Amanda Chittister to dominate with a bat in her hands, and quite frankly, she hasn't so far.
She has not, and I think that at times is a little bit of added pressure as well, of expectation that others think you should be something, and that is the hardest part about this game, is number one, what people expect you to do, but most importantly, what you expect of yourself. So when the results aren't showing up, I think that's when you can start to just try to put your foot on the gas too much, opposed to taking a step back and taking a deep breath and not being defined by every single at-bat.
To right field, hit well, but to the wrong person. Zirkle makes the catch, side retired. Bottom of the 6th inning. How about Janie Reed? She will bat second here in this inning. The captain is a gamer. Man, she doesn't take anything for granted. Just made a tremendous play out in left field in a game that's separated by 14 runs. 15-1 is our score, and she's given up her body to make a diving play. Morgan Zirkle, pride of Milton, West Virginia, hard along the shores of the Mud River. 2 for 4. I think she takes the fewest steps of anyone in the league getting down to first base. And now she may go all the way to second, if not third. Look at Zirkle fly on her way to third. She may be waved around, and now she's stopped. Good idea. Great replay by Nerissa Myers, but that is a stand-up 3-base hit for Zirkle.
And speed right out of the box. You know you're getting that with Zirkle. This just goes to kind of dead center. No one able to get it between Andrews and Stewart. 110 points today for Zirkle.
Wow. 3rd hit. Couple of singles. That triple, stolen base. That's performance from A to Z for Zirkle. Morgan Foley, 2nd inning of work for her. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reed.
I like that spot. Throwing that screwball on the outside part of the plate. That's kind of her bread and butter pitch. Aside from her fastball, she can locate that into righties nice and tight.
Foul. Let's take a look at the Geico defensive play of the game. It was made by Janie Reed just a moment ago.
And for good reason. You've got to love when your outfielders are stepping up, and anytime they lay out and come up and make a catch, it's when you have to be as excited as you can. And as a pitcher, I love it.
Reed, former All-American at Oregon. Played as Janie Takeda when she was a college player. Wow, that's doing something. Foley strikes out Reed, one of the best pure contact hitters in the game today. Out number 1. Second strikeout for Foley. Hannah Flippin. Probably the final at bat of the day for Flippin. Already a 3-run homer, a single, and a stolen base. I think I shortchanged her. Did I say it was a 3-run homer? It was a grand slam.
Grand slammy.
Good golly. That is foul. Yeah, a really funky way that this first inning began. The bottom of the first inning, 3 consecutive bunt base hits. Probably a grand total of 60 feet worth of base hits. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Hannah Flippin sends one over the fence. So 4 batters into the bottom of the first inning. It was a 4-1 lead.
Executes.
3-2. Zirkle on at third. Still another game coming your way. Team Biancastelli taking on Team Osterman. We've been told the starting pitchers will be Kat Osterman and Haley Wagner. Lifted in the air. It's going to be playable for someone, or maybe not. The wind took hold of it, and it sneaks away from Nerissa Myers. So the at-bat continues for Flippin. That was a long run for Myers.
I feel like it's just that corner over there where right field's struggling a little bit, and then second base, the ball always seems to find green.
Yeah, it seems down the right field line, foul territory, more often than not, fly balls aren't caught there. But down the left field line, we've seen some of the best catches here in league play. There's got to be some swirling wind over there. Got to be. This has been a dominating performance by Team Reed. They have won every inning thus far. They have got 50 inning points through the first 5 innings. Should Zirkle score here, it would be 60 inning points. And Flippin is aboard. Walk equals 10 points for her. Runners on at the corners. Vidalis. Vidalis 19th out of 56 players in points. There goes Flippin. No throw. I'm curious to see if that's ruled a stolen base. It is. Softly. And they get the out at first. They are now 2 down to run scores. Fans, head over to auprosports.com for custom merchandise, watch party kits, and pick 'em games. And stay connected with Athletes Unlimited year-round by following us on social at AU Pro Sports. Danielle, that play right there may be one of the differences between AU's Athletes Unlimited softball and other softball you see. Foley's play may have been at home plate. If you're thinking about an inning win, if she had any thought of possibly getting it out there instead of getting the safe out at first, she may have thought about doing it.
I agree. I think sometimes pitchers fielding their position can be tough at times.
Much ado about nothing as a base hit for Joey Lai. All right, Joey Lai, keep on keeping on. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, but when she does, she's effective. It's good to see. Joey Lai sacrificed a lot. She was the head coach at Bucknell and had that job for 3 years, was comfortable, and said, you know what? I could do this for the rest of my life, but I'm running out of time to play high-level softball. I'm going to give this Athletes Unlimited a try, and I'm going to try and make the Canadian national team and play in the Olympics. So she gave it all up, and she is spending her summer here in Chicago, and it's good to see her get results.
And Joey Lai's been playing with Team Canada since 2009. And it's almost a crime that you'd be playing with a national team since then and have not been able to go to an Olympic Games. And that's why it was just so devastating when the Olympics were taken away for softball. But then again, I have to truly respect those players that have continued to keep grinding even without an Olympic Games. That takes a really special person to, I mean, you still have World Championships and Pan American Games.
Ball gets away from the catcher, and Lai takes an extra base. She was actually off with the pitch. So I think that's going to go down as a stolen base. It makes a difference for a player like Lai, who doesn't play a lot, to get points any way possible. One last story about Joey Lai. She is the quintessential Canadian athlete. She played 2 sports when she was in college: softball and ice hockey.
Better believe it. You'd be surprised the amount of people that ask me if I played ice hockey.
Hit hard by Urtez, off the wall. Lyle scores standing. It is a double for Urtez. Another run for Team Reed. Wow, 18-1. A lot of offense today for Team Reed. Take a look at our AstroTurf offensive player of the game. Has a chance to go yard 3 times. In the box, 2 outs, runner on at second. Been a tough day to be a pitcher for Team Sanders. That almost hit her.
When it's that fastball that she throws. You know, Foley says she throws a lot, 7 pitches, and the only thing that I've yet to see her really throw is that off speed. We've just seen her bring the heat, and at times effectively wild is a good thing, but I think if you can't change speeds, at times the elite hitters really know how to catch up with velo.
Five-pitch walk to Sanchez. So 62 pitches in an inning and 2/3 for Foley. The great day continues for Sanchez. That walk gives her another 10 points. So twice she's been hit with a pitch, the walk and the 2 homers. She has 110 points just along her stat line to go with 60 inning wins. That's 170 points. They're going to get the win. That'll be another 50 points. And I can't imagine a world in which she's not going to be MVP 1, which is 60 points. I think that's, was it 230?
It's a heck of a day. It's better than Clifton's yesterday. Well, that was 178 B right there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Clifton with her walk-off homer got 170 points in 1 inning yesterday. Aubrey Monroe, best offensive performance for her. She's already got a couple of singles, driven in a pair. Plays for the national team, known for her defense, but clearly is a threat offensively. For those of you scoring along with us, Joey Lai did get credit for the stolen base. Bottom of the 6th inning. Monroe has to spin away from that one. 3-2. 8 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and then 3 runs in the 4th, 5th, and 6th for Team Reed. Relentless. And the inning draws to a close. Manifestation is real. Erica Biancastelli, a captain, willing her team to a W. Walk-off win yesterday. That was so much fun to see. We will see Team Biancastelli and Team Osterman close out week 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball later on this evening. These are the top 5 on the league leaderboard. The top 4 will be captains next week.
And after talking with Vic Hayward, I know last week she was the captain and now she's not. And I was asking her yesterday, I think, like, would you want to be a captain again? She goes, ooh, there's a lot of pressure that goes behind it. I'm actually okay with getting scooped up by Cat and being on those teams. But there's so much pressure, I think, that people don't understand that comes with being a captain. Yes, the expectation to perform is there, but you have to make some pretty big time decisions, who you want to come in and out, when you need to make pitching changes.
DJ Sanders works a leadoff walk. That's the first time today that Sanders has been aboard. And so that's the first time that Sanders has gotten any points today. Her team has not won one inning, and she has not reached base safely at all. So only 10 points of the game for Sanders, the captain, who began the day in the #2 spot on the leaderboard. But that's fluid. Kelsey Stewart flips it foul. I think one of the really cool things, because of the access that we have with all the microphones that are in this facility, this isn't college, you know, this is pros. These are the best of the best. And to still hear the chatter and the encouragement that we're hearing in an 18-1 game, there's a lot to be said for that type of intensity and being involved in the game and cheering on each other. I think it's fantastic.
Well, I just believe that it's karma, right? That's how you've been growing up playing the game.
Lifted in the air. Routine play. Reed with the squeeze.
That's how you've been grown up playing this game with your teammates, just cheering each other on. And that positivity, I think, is important. It can be pretty easy to become a recluse here if you're struggling and not playing to where you think you should. But I think the energy that you can give to other people is contagious, and when you are struggling, sitting back and wanting to dig yourself in a hole is not going to help you out. I think if you can give stuff to your teammates, that's important, and you want to make this experience fun. I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic, and they are in a shield, and the struggle is tough with that. There's not a lot that they can do, but they get to be around each other, and I think how you choose to treat people and your attitude is most important over everything.
Emily Crane getting a chance to bat. First AB for her. Not surprised that Sam Fisher's still smiling. 2 balls and a strike. After Crane, it looks like we'll have another new batter. Paige Halstead has grabbed a bat. Three and two. Now there's the protege. We'll see the mentor later. And against college pitching coach Kat Osterman. We'll get the start in our nightcap. Softly into center field. McClenny doesn't make any mistakes. Laura Berg, Caitlin Lowe, Haley McClenny, defensive center fielders. All right, here's Halstead trying to keep the game alive. Team Reed hoping to turn the page, pick up their first win of the weekend. Both these teams 0-2 on Saturday and Sunday. But really no shame in Team Reed's 0-2. Yesterday they lost the game, but they actually scored as many points as the team that beat them, Team Osterman. They were down, gave up an 8th spot in the first inning yesterday, but then won every subsequent inning. That makes a difference. So they got 60 inning wins in a game in which they lost. So after this game is done, we'll play another game. After that game is done, we will determine the 4 captains, and we will do it all again. There will be a draft tomorrow. You can catch it Facebook Live. And we will redraft and separate these 56 players once again to 4 14-person teams. And we'll have activity again next Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're closing out week 3. There will be 5 total weeks here with Athletes Unlimited. Lifted softly, right side. That one will get down. Base hit. Halstead heading to second, and she is out at second. That's how the game ends. Not a bad decision for Halstead, trying to get herself a hustle double, give her 20 points, but doesn't happen. She'll settle for 10. There's your final score, 18-1. Team Reed, they pound out 20 base hits, and they win a ball game going away.
Yeah, Team Reed came to play today. Won every single inning, plus the win points at the end. That's a heck of a day for a lot of those women. Sanchez, 2 bombs.